That'd be great. Welcome all aboard the February Outdoors Victoria Sector Forum. We've got a number of people online and then many others that'll be watching this recording. So welcome all, and feel free to connect with me, Andrew Knight, CEO at outdoorsvictoria.org.au, if you need to check in with me later. We've got a whole very packed agenda there. I just might acknowledge country. The country that I'm on today is Wurundjeri land, and most certainly want to acknowledge traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today across the different Kulin nations. We'd like to pay our respects to elders past and present. Thanks, Andrea. If you could zip straight to the AAAS, there's a reminder there around the conference. So thank you very much for that, Andrea. And welcome to some new board members, Alice, Soren and Lockie, and likely you'll see them at our Outdoors Victoria Conference. Thanks, Andrea. And then we're going to touch straight into AAAS update. There is the Consultation Hub portal link there for you to dive in. That's become rather important because there is going to be a survey that's going to be put out to all subscribers to that portal. So please spend some time to get familiar with that, subscribe, and then you'll be able to have the opportunity to receive the survey in late February 2026. Gunter had a question before we started the recording, just around one of the changes or potential areas that we're looking at to change, depending on the result of the survey, is around the way to identify leadership competency. At the moment in the core, there are 4 different ways to identify leadership competency, and one of those in particular goes further and prescribes the vet training package as one of the ways that you can identify leadership competency, and obviously goes into a lot of detail around skills required, etc., with links to the training package. So Gunter, there has been some organisations, including a Department of Education, that have caused a lot of angst and a lot of extra resource, in my opinion, unnecessary resource and time for people that may have had 3 or 4 years at university in outdoor education. They may have a Paddle Oz or other community qual like that. They may have had extensive signed-off logbooks from preeminent organisations in the outdoors, but unfortunately, they are not allowed to take the community on camp and do outdoor activities. They must go back and complete certain TAFE units or an entire certificate. That is and never was the intention of our sector creating the Australian Adventure Activity Standard and Good Practice Guides in the first place. So we need to, I'd suggest, make it very clear, but we need to first consult with the sector around this potential change. So hopefully that helps out, Gunter.
Thank you.
And just
Lovely.
to confirm on that too, it is interpretation of as well. So it's been quite ambiguous in some of the wording. So I think even though it says or equivalency, it's taken as black and white, and that's enforced a few policies which have been, as Andrew said, quite difficult, which is why the concern from industry.
Thanks, Laurie, very much for adding. Thanks, Andrea. We might keep moving. So training package review. We're fortunate to have Laurie with us today from Outdoors New South Wales ACT, who's been involved in the industry reference group. There has been a change, and Laurie, I might just get you to shed a little further light on it, because it is such a recent change as to what might be happening next.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Andrew. Okay, so you might have heard the words Jobs and Skills Councils. Jobs and Skills Australia is the federal agency that looks after the qualifications and aligns it to AQF, which is the Australian Quality Framework. Basically, human abilities are assigned Jobs and Skills Council. So they look after not just sport and recreation, but they also look after aged care, community services, nursing, etc. So they've got quite a big role. It's not just our qualifications and that they look after, but they are there to help our jobs be filled, basically, and help get our skills to the level that industry requires them to. So I sit on the IRC, the Industry Reference Committee for Sport and Recreation. So not only are we engaging in the training update, but certain things aligned to, how we can look at Earn While You Learn. And actually just on that, please go to their website and download the Earn While You Learn report. It's a great summary of the opportunities that we could look at in this industry. And we all recognise that traineeships are part of what we can offer, but the report looks at how we can expand that, how we can deliver on other models of Earn While You Learn. But as far as the training package update, which is what Andrew's got on screen now, yes, we're in the phase of consolidating over the 500 pieces of feedback that they got over Christmas. It actually closed, I think, on the 22nd of December. So well done to the industry for getting that 500 pieces in. And they are going through that at the moment and then meeting with the expert panels, which very similar sort of structure to how the AAAS is running at the moment, where we're getting industry involvement. So they're going through those at the moment. So it's on track at the moment. So any more updates, I'm sure Andrew will be able to send them through, but that's where it's up to.
Thanks, Laurie, very much. Thanks, Andrea. Okay, so this is something very much for Victoria. So Laurie, feel free to get into some other work. So with this, that's all about an update that's been coming for many years, and there's been certain in-person catch-ups across Victoria with both DECA and Parks Victoria together around this LTO permit update. And it's now in the final stages. I met with DECA yesterday to understand how they'd gone with their survey feedback, and fairly predictably, there's items around the high value areas. So if it did go through, there would be higher fees paid per person, and also for the annual permit around two areas in Victoria, one being the Great Ocean Road Coast and Parks Authority area, and the other one when visitations return to regular numbers. Garrywood Grampians will also be part of that, but that's probably, I'm guessing, a couple of years away. And so some issues that were put forward around, including us, put forward around, well, that's discrimination against particular businesses that rely on business in that area, if they have price-sensitive government schools, for example, or low-fee-paying Catholic schools, and other members of the community that are price-sensitive, that potentially could tip them over and decide to move their activities or camp to Bellarine, Mornington Peninsula, or into Gippsland or Far West. So that was one particular piece that's been pointed out, and likely that'll be presented to the Minister for consideration. Also around the introduction being potentially July 1, 2026, which does not give us near the lead time needed, because there's so many community groups and schools that are already booked camp and adventure activities, anything up to 12 months in advance. So there's no way that we could pass on these extra costs, which is problematic in a sector that doesn't do more than single-digit returns most of the time. So that's another piece that will be going to the minister. I'll be meeting with the minister's team as well in the coming days to continue to represent the sector. And the third item was around the vexed issue of not having caps for larger organisations and the effect that that has on those organisations in regards to a rather reasonable financial impact. And another idea put forward by Outdoors Victoria was there has been a brand new category created, which was for the fitness sector and around personal training and that type of thing. We've also put forward that there could be an outdoor education category as well that could nuance around some of the items that we've just brought up, the top three items that we've just brought up. But I think everyone across all of the licensor operators, whether it's the large bus tour companies or whether it's outdoor education, expedition providers or activity providers, everyone is unanimous in their objection to the introduction so soon after this been bubbling away for nearly 7 years. So that's it for now. Thanks so much for a whole lot of contributions into those DECA surveys too. Much appreciated by DECA as well. So thanks for the outdoor education and outdoor recreation input. Gunter, any questions on that at all?
No, thank you.
No problems. And next piece is just around, and this is also to pass on to your colleagues, please, professional development sessions for term 2. And these sessions, if they're online, are complimentary for affiliate organisations. So please pass it on to your colleagues with your organisation being one of those that's an affiliate. But otherwise encourage those that are listening to the recording, please jump on and register so that you can have your colleagues join free of charge. So there's some sessions there to get your teeth into and many more to come. So I might, Andrea, get you to dive in and give us the link there too. That'd be magnificent for those professional development sessions. Any questions there? Thank you. Might go to the next slide, Andrea. Thank you. Another one and another link coming for everyone is, and if you're getting the recording, Andrea, I don't think those that get the recording get these links. Is that correct?
I will put it on the description in YouTube in the comment section.
Perfect. There we go. So they'll all be there. Fantastic. So we've now got a page on our website that indicates all the different professional development and events across the year at a glance. So again, pass it on to all your colleagues. There's some absolutely wonderful things there for all of you. So thanks, Andrea. And there's a link now in the chat, and as said via YouTube as well, they'll be in the comment section. Thanks, Andrea. General Victorian government updates. There's been, I think, around 60 jobs put online by Parks Victoria in the last couple of weeks, which is fantastic to see that they are getting back out with a little more capacity. That's also on our brand new jobs page as well on the website. And that's also an offer for all affiliates of Outdoors Victoria that are paid up, that they can enter their jobs in there. There's also on the Outdoor Council of Australia site, many of the state peaks, including Outdoors New South Wales, ACT that's on the call now, have their jobs listed there. But you can just, if you want a national picture, dive into Outdoor Council of Australia as well. The election's coming up in Victoria on the 28th of November, so we'll continue to be meeting with shadow ministers, as well as those important on the crossbench as we head into next year to advise on what our sector identifies as critically important for improvements and changes. So feel free to link in with me after this if you've got any particular concerns or great ideas for us to put forward over the next couple of months. Thanks, Andrea. Also, the National Outdoor Education Conference for 2026 is going to be held up in Queensland at Cairns, and there's all the details there that you need to be able to dive into that one, and some really unique activities and pre-conference meetings going on at National Outdoor Education Conference for 2026. So dive in, and the early bird discounts available until 31st of March. That's a very important date for everyone listening today. Thanks very much for that, Andrea. And then we've got our date for our next industry forum. So feel free to pass it on to your friends and colleagues to join at the next meeting. And many of you will be listening to this afterwards. So feel free, if you've got any particular further things that you want to chat to me about, my email's ceo@outdoorsvictoria.org.au to book a meeting with me. So thank you. Thanks, everyone. And Andrea, we might just finish the recording. And all the very best, everyone, for a great 2026.